Ack 'em.
Yeah, after that, yeah. Hi, Internet. Eric here. I'm here with my buddy Whitey from the Whitey the White Guy Show and Whitey the White Guy Politics. We'll get into that later. Tonight, if you haven't seen my channel, welcome. We get into plot spoilers and all that jazz, whatever. Tonight, we're going to talk about a favorite of mine. We'll see what Whitey thinks after that. The Paul Verhoeven 1997 classic, Starship Troopers. And yes, I do have the 2-disc special edition. If you're new to my channel, I said welcome. I discuss plot spoilers and specific scenes.
Oh my God.
Paul Verhoeven, the man who brought us RoboCop.
Yay.
Man who brought us Total Recall.
Yay.
Basic Instinct.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen that. I've only seen the good parts, we'll say.
Yeah.
And he brought us Showgirls.
Yay. Well,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's a movie to review.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again, but I don't wanna. Basic
plot of this is killer space bugs are attacking the world.
Yeah.
Our lead character, played by Casper Van Dien of all people, plays Johnny Rico, and he is the head of head of this infantry unit that also has Dina Meyer in it.
Yes.
Jake Busey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's all them getting together to try to stop this outbreak of killer space bugs. That's it.
It's World War I only in
Buenos Aires. They're from Buenos Aires of all places.
Instead of the Germans, it's bugs.
Mm-hmm. This I think was a success. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember
being a big deal in 1997.
Yeah. Well, first off, we'll get into, and we'll talk more about the plot as we go along.
You keep going. I'll look up and see.
We'll talk about the performances first. That's how I like to go. Casper Van Dien.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know his name was Casper, he'd be a lot easier to take serious as Johnny Rico, because this is the guy you're following. I think he does a decent job.
Mm-hmm.
He's got... As you can tell, Whitey's not very interested.
No, I'm looking up the stats. It's 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
I don't care about that shit.
Yeah,
but,
that's what wasn't I going for. Yeah, fuck it.
We're introduced to Johnny. He's in high school. He's dating Denise Richards, and they decided.
Lucky fuck.
He decided they're all going to join the mobile infantry. Blah blah blah. Take out the space bugs.
Yeah.
And the rest of the story is basically
they're getting out of high school and they're going into the military or their various, and then space bugs.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about them getting trained. It's kind of like Full Metal Jacket.
I would say it's more like, well, not to split hairs here, but All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh yeah, more so like that.
All Quiet on the Western Front. They're a bunch of kids they're getting out of high school, and then I think they because the planet gets.
Buenos Aires is attacked by these space bugs and it's just destroyed. And with them seeing that their home
has been destroyed,
they're like, okay, fuck it, we gotta join the military and destroy these bugs.
Okay. See, I thought they went in first.
It could have been. It's been a while. But
yeah, fuck if I know. But the point is, the bugs attack and they're in the military and they gotta fight the bugs.
Right. And then, we follow Rico through, I guess it's boot camp.
Yeah.
He meets Jake Busey, who becomes his buddy.
Yeah.
He meets the dumb guy from Major League 2.
Eric Prescotter from Tour Duty, baby.
That's why I have him here.
Baker.
And then we follow them going from boot camp, like I said, Full Metal Jacket. We follow the boot camp into the shit, where they're fighting the bugs and this and that, and hilarity ensues. Like I said earlier, Casper Van Dien,
They're all good-looking kids.
We'll put it this way. I understand now why Casper Van Dien is doing straight-to Sci-Fi Channel movies. He's likable.
Yeah.
He's very likable. Like you said, he's a good-looking guy. He can't really act to save his life. When he's trying to be dramatic, he's too dramatic. When he's trying to be tough, he's too tough. And I just kind of want to slap him.
Yeah.
He's not... And that's
That's
a problem when he's like your lead.
I think part of the problem is they don't sell any of them as soldiers. They don't come off as realistic soldiers. That's not the point. It's
Right.
not that film where we got to get the technical accuracy right.
Right.
It's fucking bugs.
Yeah.
You know, but to an extent, you do have to by the fact that
Because these are the people we're going to follow fighting the bugs.
Yeah, and so you certainly believe him as at the beginning. He's a little bit of a goof.
Yeah, he's the goofy high school senior.
Yeah, and then
even though he looks like he's 35,
the veteran, chiseled veteran, all that stuff. They really just don't sell it that well.
Yeah,
for any of them.
Yeah, he has an okay chemistry with Denise Richards. Yeah. She's a shitty actress and everything I've seen.
Oh yeah, smoking fucking hot, but
yeah, but that doesn't mean you can act. They don't have a good chemistry. However, when Dina Meyer gets involved, Dina Meyer is the one. She's got the crush on Johnny. She's loved Johnny since high school. You want her to get with Johnny. You know she's going to get with Johnny, type of shit. And she's very likable, smoking hot. She's like, put it this way, she's Denise Richards, who's smoking hot, but she can actually act. She's likable.
Yeah.
And I really like her character as, they call her Dizzy. It's a nickname for something. We meet Jake Busey.
Well, she gets dizzy when she orgasms.
It's possible.
If that's
He's
If
retarded.
that's not the case, it should have been.
We meet Jake Busey, who's just Jake Busey.
Right.
He's like Gary Busey light.
And,
but he's very likable too here. He's supposed to be, I think, the comic relief, but he's not overly comic. Right. He's very, very likable. Like one of my favorite scenes with
everybody's favorite scene with the hand.
With the hand?
You going with the hand?
No, not going with the hand.
Oh, you're not going?
No, not going with the hand. You'll have to explain the hand. One of my favorite scenes is when
explain your hand right here.
Is when Denise Richards dumps Johnny Rico. No, it's before he gets dumped. She sends him this video message.
Yeah, dumping him.
Basically. No, this was before.
Okay.
Like they're talking about how I love you. We haven't seen each other in months. And just in the background, it's so subtle. Jake Busey's got a violin, and he's just playing this romantic music. And his comedy is so subtle here. It's great. It's what makes him likable. So those are the main people. So Casper kind of sucks. Denise Richards is just there to look pretty. Jake is there to be funny, and it works. And then Dina Meyer is there to look pretty, be likable, and yes.
And then there's other people.
Two people that I want to talk about. We're talking about the boot camp. The two believable people in boot camp is Michael Ironside and Clancy Brown.
Yes,
Clancy Brown, we'll talk about, is the R. Lee Ermey of this group. He's the drill sergeant. Intimidating, scary, but you know he knows his shit. He's R. Lee Ermey.
Wouldn't they give him some stupid fucked up name like Z or something?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Drill instructor Zuckerberg.
He's in this movie for maybe a total of spaced out 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's my favorite character.
One of the more memorable characters in those 10 minutes.
And then Michael Ironside is also like the grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
Is he one of the teachers as well?
I think he starts out as a teacher and then he becomes the commanding officer of their unit. This isn't a film where they know the difference between platoon, company, battalion, regiment, division. They don't know these things. He's just the generic officer guy. Yeah,
but he's great. But he's Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside always gives a fantastic performance. I forgot. Neil Patrick Harris is in
Neil fucking Doogie the Howser MD.
I forgot. He's likable. He's Rico's best friend, but he's like a clairvoyant.
Yes.
And he ends up working for the government that's trying to capture the bugs, to study them, even if it means the death of all the soldiers. Yeah. So there's that little bit of conflict at the end between Casper and Neil, which I liked. Yeah. Because you could tell they were best friends, and then Neil became, the corporate guy, and he's like, "We're doing it my way. I'm sorry, Johnny Rico, but it's my way or the highway," type of thing. Right. And you could feel the tension in the room when they were there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about this film that starts off. It's interesting, though. I think the direction's flawed, but they start out as close friends. Neil Patrick Harris is very smart. Johnny Rico's the dumb football jock.
Yeah, exactly.
Neil Patrick Harris goes off to be effectively the intelligence officer. Johnny Rico goes off to be the enlisted.
Yeah, he's just a grunt.
Yeah, he's just a grunt. And then at some juncture, they have to make some strategic decision where a bunch of Marines get killed or whatever the fuck they are. And Johnny Rico's like, "You were willing to kill all those guys," and he's like, "We've lost 70 planets to the bugs, of course." And it's like, okay, you really didn't set this movie up to be that movie, but go fucking whatever.
Yeah. But what I liked about it, we'll say this, like, I liked how this movie starts. This movie starts, you're already in the shit, and Johnny Rico's platoon, or however you would call it, they're getting destroyed by the bugs.
In medias res. They start off in the middle, and then they go back to the beginning.
Yes, I love that. So you find out, you see, and the gore is fantastic in this movie. You got people being ripped in half, burned alive, and losing limbs.
For this period of time, you really didn't see that a whole lot.
97?
Yeah. And of course, it's Paul the fucking Vera, but...
Yeah, Verhoeven is known for either his graphic sex, which we'll get into here, or his graphic violence. And it starts out, and then Johnny Rico, you see him get injured, and then he looks at the camera, and it looks like he's dying, and then we cut to 6 months, a year in the past, or whatever, and you get to learn about these characters, and you're like, okay, why should we care about this guy who's like right in our face dying? And well, we don't really care about Johnny Rico so much, but still, you
really didn't even need to start the film that way.
No, I liked how it started that way because it makes you wonder what the hell is going on with all these bugs. You're thrown right in the shit.
A better example of this would be Fight Club. You start out with Edward Norton with a pistol in his mouth, and then he has a narration. You go back to the beginning. In a film where you're not going to have narration, there's really no twists or anything. The wrong movie for that movie. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just like you're not sitting there going, but how did it get to that point? You just didn't need it. I don't know, but sorry to kill your buzz. Man.
No, that's fine. You've killed my buzz many, many times.
Many times.
Paul Verhoeven, I'm a big fan of him. I like I said, love RoboCop, love Total Recall. I love spoilers. I love Starship Troopers because the man is fucking insane. He's so over the top with his gore, with his political commentary, with his nudity.
Yes,
and he has a vision. It's a cliche. He has a vision and he brings it to screen, and I really like it. He's good at making films that look pretty, and it's mindless fun.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. This is like, I've already brought it up, this is like Full Metal Jacket, but just goofy and over the top and, turn your brain off fun. I
would have, I have to go with the other one that I said.
All Quiet on the Western Front?
But they have those little propaganda videos.
Yes, I love that.
I knew you wanted to bring that up.
Because just like in RoboCop, it kills the tension. Because like in RoboCop, he had these like goofy commercials thrown in.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. And here it's we got the violence, and then we got the propaganda. Let's join the military. Would you like to know more? We're gonna do this to take out the bugs on Klendathu.
Satire on nationalism and that old, like I said, World War I.
And his editing with that doesn't take away from the flow of the movie. No, because it keeps you interested.
It's an improvement. It brings it up a level. Satire there is one of the better parts of the film.
And Verhoeven is, like I said, he's known for his graphic sex with like Showgirls and Basic Instinct. Well, here we get and he did it in RoboCop where they have like the unisex like locker room with the cops. Here we got unisex showers, and that's where we get to see lovely Dina Meyer and all her Dina Meyer-ness. And like I said, I like that scene not just because of the nudity. I like how, it's like they're in boot camp and they're just fucking with each other. They're teasing each other. Everyone's giving each other shit. No one cares that it's a unisex. No one cares that it's a unisex shower. So this stuff has been in for decades or what have you. It's just there to be there. And it doesn't take away from the scene. It's unnecessary nudity. But the conversations are still fun because it's a fun scene. Yeah.
And they're talking about the shit they're going to do when they get out of the army, all that kind of stuff. And again, very All Quiet on the Western Front because you see the naivete of these characters. It's like...
Yeah, they don't realize the shit that they're going to...
you aren't going to survive. What? You're not doing anything after the war. You're not going to live that long.
Yeah. And there's some other side stories. Denise Richards meets a guy, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Casper Van Dien hooks up with Dina Meyer.
He meets the pilot.
Yeah, some pilot dude. No one cares about. He's not likable. Spoilers in 5 seconds. All right. A lot of people complain about this film, because the wrong woman dies.
Yeah.
You grow to really like Dina Meyer. She loses her life, and it is a sad scene. I mean, it's cheesy because, you know, she's dying in, you know, Rico's arms, and she's coughing up blood, and I love you, and that usual shit. But you grew to like Dina Meyer. You liked the Dizzy character.
You could have seen that other bitch killed off 10 times.
You don't really like Denise Richards because she breaks up with Johnny because she met this pilot, and then in the end, when they're finding like the big brain bug, she's pinned down, and, you know, with like the antlers or whatever, she's being pinned down, and the pilot gets killed. You know, he gets his brain sucked out in a cool effect. You know, it literally like drains him, and you're like, will she die? Will she die? And she doesn't. You know, she's gonna fucking hook up with Johnny Rico. It was a bad decision. I think Verhoeven has even stated, I killed the wrong girl.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, in my opinion, who likes mindless fun, doesn't take too much away from Starship Troopers. I have a blast with this movie. It literally is mindless fun. Even if Johnny Rico is kind of a dork to follow, it's just, like I said, he doesn't get out of that dumb jock type of feel. He's the dumb jock even by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But overall, we got likable characters. Like I love Jake Busey.
Yeah.
I love Dina Meyer. Like I said, she's not just there to look pretty. She does a really good job making herself likable. Michael Ironside, fucking Clancy Brown.
Michael Ironside, one of the rare occasions where he's like a good guy.
Yes, he's an asshole.
Not the villain.
He's an asshole, but he's not the villain.
I remember watching that in theaters, going, I don't know how to act.
Yeah,
he's not the villain. Like, for once, he's like.
And Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls. Is this, you know, as the teacher. This
is something that it almost, I think they bit off a little too much more than chew with some of that stuff.
Like,
there's a lot of different elements, and so they started with their kids, and Rue McClanahan's a teacher, and I felt like you could have trimmed some of that back and just got to some shooting. It's me. But this could have been, you took on so many themes, it could have been like a mini-series.
Well, they have, I'm not going to make it, they have done 2 sequels to this. The second one follows a total different group. The third one, Johnny comes back. There is a CGI animated movie. I haven't watched them yet, but speaking of Starship Troopers, you can tell I really enjoy this film. Overall, you?
I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it? Go ahead.
She's got some flaws in there. One of the things that they could have done better, both in casting is an issue in this movie. Clancy Brown we love, and so forth. Jake Busey. And again, this was like Jake Busey just
early Jake
started.
Busey. This was like right after The Frighteners.
Holy shit, it's Gary's kid. He wasn't yet anyone for himself. This made Jake Busey. But there's a line in it where Jake Busey's like, not bad for a rich kid. And I'm like, you guys really didn't establish the class thing too much.
Not really.
Like there's not a lot of time dedicated to rich kids and poor kids. And then you cast all these really pretty rich kids. So it's like, oh, is he like a poor kid like me? No, he's not. He's another rich kid. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So there's little things like that where, I mean, it's the minorest of complaints. But you were trying to sell these rich kids, these rich preppy kids. When we watched this in high school, these are the rich preppy kids that wouldn't have talked to us in high school.
Right.
And you're trying to give them
We're like the Jake Busey.
Yeah. And they're trying to give them all this depth as having a range of society of rich kids, poor kids, all this stuff. And you really didn't do that well.
Right.
You didn't do that in a film where that's kind of part of what you're doing. It's a satire on society as a whole, a satire on nationalism,
on the military,
and they really fucked that part up.
You think so?
Doing the satire of the nationalism was perfect with those little videos.
Verhoeven is really good with his satire.
Yes, he did a really good job with that. With the class stuff is where he fell on his ass. He just cast it wrong because they're all the pretty kids. They're all the pretty kids.
You know what I from the 90s. I just thought of. We talked about like the same-sex shower scene. What I liked about, he did do a good job, with the shower scene, and then there's also in the very beginning there's a football game.
Yeah.
He did a good job of making men and women equal because on the football team, Dizzy's on the football team with Rico, and she's telling him what to do. And it's cool, and it's a violent football game. They're tackling each other and like clotheslining and shit like that. So he does a good job showing how no one is above the other
in terms of gender. World,
yeah.
And
this was in 1997. It's not like 2008 where we need gender equality.
2018 where it's been pounded down our throat.
Right, where we need this in our film. But he does this well. Yeah. There's no big hoopla about it. You're just like, oh shit, she's playing football with him.
So
you accept it,
She's an officer, he's an officer. But this is the way to do it. Instead of being like, well, girls should play football, just fucking put them in the movie playing football. Don't even mention it. And he doesn't even mention it. It's like, it's just there. Like, it's
something you're like, oh, okay.
In the future, men and women are on equal footing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you just don't have gender roles and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't say when
roles for men and
then
roles for women are effective, ostensibly the same.
Anyways, in the long run, mindless fun. Yeah. Really, really like Starship Troopers. He says overall he can stomach it.
Yeah, it's nobody's gonna call this the perfect film.
No.
But you take it for what it is. It's got some smart satire, but mostly you just shooting up a bunch of fucking bugs, and there you go.
Oh, and I like the way the bugs look. They're not like, I mean, they got
especially
wings
for the era.
Yeah, they're not like they're not like giant flies and stuff like that. They're like the brain bug looks like a giant vagina with teeth and stuff like that. Yeah. But like the soldier bugs look kind of robotic and stuff like that. Really cool design on the bugs. We're not going to get into it.
When you watch it, it's the whole thing with all the widescreen and the high def anymore. Nowadays, when you watch it on high def, you can kind of tell, okay, that's a prop arm that came out. At the time in theaters back in '97, I thought it all looked really solid. I don't remember going, oh, that was
we didn't really get into it. Like I said, the gore is really good. The action sequences are really balls to the wall.
For that time, the gore was really good.
Yeah, and the action sequences, it's mindless violence.
Yeah.
Bugs being taken out, humans being taken out. Like I said, we got, the arms being burnt off and the brains being sucked out. Really, really creative ways for the humans to die, type of thing. So, and
I'm gonna only barely mention this, but this is not Lone Survivor.
No,
where combat veterans sat there with the director and made everything just so. This makes no sense tactically at all. So this is just, it looked cool when he killed that bug. It looked cool when the bug killed the guy. That's it.
That's all that matters.
So if you're like, if I don't see finger discipline, you're not holding that rifle right, and you get the dispersions aren't correct, and if that guy's not covering a set, no, fucking no. This is just, it looked cool when shit happened.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and so if you're okay with that, you'll be okay with the film.
All right, so that's our review. Thank you for watching. Please like.
Absolutely.
Please like, subscribe. Don't share. Click the bell so you get the notifications.
Should we say hi to Roger one more time?
Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Over at Channel Dawnstar. Give him a like and subscribe. Check out the Whitey the White Guy show. Take a chance.
Don't watch my political show, Whitey White Guy Politics.
Plug, but...
I've been doing that every time. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I wonder how many subscribers I'm going to lose when you say
all of them.
It doesn't matter. No one watches this anyway.
It's going to fall.
So, in the end...
Hate me for it. Don't hate him
exactly.
for it. He's apolitical as shit. He couldn't tell you the difference between...
I don't even know if Trump is a Republican or Democrat.
Yeah. He doesn't know who Trump is.
I know who he is. He's a WWF Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But in the end... Cheers, and if you don't like him, unsubscribe to his channel, not mine.
Yeah, don't fuck with his world, because he's good. He's a nice guy. I'm the asshole. Blame me.
Exactly. So, and on that note, cheers, and fuck Whitey.
Fuck Whitey.